This video contains explicit content. Viewer discretion is advised.
We have a different way of working out. Basically, it's all about functionality. A lot of guys here work out, they do bodybuilding and everything, but it's useless muscle. Like back in the day when Franco Colombo, he was a boxer, he did wrestling in Sardinia, Italy. So my whole thing is training muscles that you could, because we did a lot of bouncing and everything, and his job when he did security and everything, we had to deal with people on the street. Maybe I'm not saying that Long Island, no problems. Everything
right
under control.
That's the big Papa Bear right there.
I'm just telling you, if you could get in the ring with Steve and actually, not throw up, but, he's got good body shots, he's a left-hander, I'm a left-hander. But bottom line, I'm the only one that got in the gym with Steve. You know what I mean? In the ring.
He did. And Steve.
He did?
You did.
I did.
Where would we all be without you, Steve?
I don't know.
Where would the streets
I have no
be
idea.
safe?
I know. I would be upstate doing maybe 10 to 12.
No, more like
You know what I
25.
mean?
More like 25.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She said it was a friend. She said Joey was his friend. But what type of friend runs up and, puts his arms around you and his legs around you, I said, watch Raging Bull. And Steve, he's like my uncle and everything. Keeps me, in the straight, gives me a smack
I'm his
here and there.
Prozac. I'm his
Exactly.
Prozac.
This whole gym
exactly.
this whole
I
gym
always
is the
ask,
Prozac.
what would Steve do?
Hey, Lou. Louie, I'm thinking of stories. You got any stories you can remind me of?
We're talking about crazy people?
All good stories. See, some of these stories that are good, they're not good for TV. You know what I'm saying?
I got a bunch of stories. I don't know if I
You know what I mean?
So I go to her house and everything, and I raised old school Italian. You know what I mean? That's the problem because you have alpha males and what I call beta bitches. All right, I'm gonna write a book about it, strongism. All right. So I go to the house and I'm thinking this is an old school, Irish family, and I'm Italian. I sit at the table, and the brother's texting. Okay, like a schoolgirl. That's what schoolgirl do. Men don't do that. If I did that at my father's house, I would have my ears slapped off, which now they're cauliflowered, but that's a different situation. Back then I worked out, to not get my butt kicked, but now I work out to kick butt. So it's a different atmosphere altogether. Like I said, we've been together for about 20 years and everything.
We're not going nowhere.
And I've been to every gym ever, and
He's my man.
so that's it. He gave me this here.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he gave me that one. And the body shot. But I got back up. Count of 9, was it, right? Count of 9. I got up, So, I couldn't get as, tall as him, so maybe I could get as wide as him. That's how I have to train the neck. He's got a neck machine in the back. Nobody has a neck machine in the back. What they have is, what do you call it? The butt machine and everything. But you know what? You don't look tough 300 pounds going like this. It's not happening, You can't look tough doing a butt machine like this. Especially if your top matches your bottom and you're wearing Superman clothes, I don't know. It's like, I guess, Cinderella. Is this the right shoe? You can't. You're going to turn into a pumpkin, Okay, so now I'm sitting at the table and everything, and he's texting, and now his wife. Okay, remember, this is supposedly this old, school Catholic Irish family, with John F. Kennedy, that's on the wall and everything. So Lincoln in the books, but I didn't understand it. I'm talking about liberals here. So she looks at me and she asks me, what's my nationality? And I says, I'm Italian. And she says to me, I had an Italian boyfriend. Of course, I look at him.
Why are you bringing him up?
Why are you talking about some?
I don't even know if this should make it because this is one of those stories that were.
Why are you talking about some beta bitch? Okay.
Right.
So then she says, he was very handsome. So she starts talking about him. I went out with him for 7 years, and he did this, he did that, and he's still texting like a schoolgirl, right? And I said to myself, since you're always talking about him, why don't you bring him over and we could all have sex? Then he looked up from his phone, from texting me and everything. I says, you don't understand. I says, you need to read, what do you call that? Basically the Bible and how it is to be a man. You know what I mean? That, the rule of thumb was actually a stick that they used to beat women. But that's a here or there, okay? And I said to him, you need to watch 3 things. Number 1, you need to watch The Godfather. Just 1 and 2, not 3, because, he was old then and everything, okay? You need to watch Raging Bull, okay? Raging Bull. And the fact of the matter is that you let your wife talk to me like that.
So what did
okay?
you do?
What? So basically I slapped the the phone out of his hand and everything. I said, this is what real men do. But it's funny, I've never changed since I was a child. Since I was a child, I'm still the same person. A lot of my friends have changed. They've gotten married, have children. They say, oh, well, we changed, but you can't have a beer? I don't know. I've had uncles that are like in their 70s, and I could still have a beer and go to their house, and their wives and their children and grandchildren are there. So that's my biggest problem as far as society. Bottom line, it's about what's inside, which is your heart, not just on the outside, because that's going to change. The whole family's over there and everything, and then you had the big brother and everything, and he starts talking about some show that his friend had, which was called Wife Swap. So they had atheists on one side, and then they had a Baptist on the other side and everything. So now that one of the themes of the show is to have a woman go to the other house because their wife swapped.
I understand.
And
I
in
saw
the
the
end,
show.
exactly. So now one of the things was that the husband had to go preaching. We're talking about some skinny white guy, okay, that has basically, what do you call that? He's like almost another beta bitch. And he says, I can't preach. I'm not going to preach. So he takes the Bible and he throws it in the garbage, okay? We all die. A perfect example would be when I was a kid, Jack Dempsey. When I was a little kid, I saw Jack Dempsey on television. I said, Papa, look, who's that? Because I was a little scrawny kid. He says, that's Jack Dempsey. He said, that's Jack Dempsey. I says, what happened with Jack Dempsey? I saw a picture of him later, because at that time in the 70s, Jack Dempsey, he had a restaurant, and he was, older and fatter, and I said, who's that? He says, well, that's Jack Dempsey. And I said, what's the point? Okay, I was a stripper, okay? Don't tell me I'm a good girl, because good girl means good for nothing.
Good for
understand?
nothing.
Exactly. Don't tell me you have a big engagement ring and everything, and next thing you know, my friends are pulling a train on you, and I actually have to be the one that's going to be the limo driver. So basically, instead of being married with a white dress, she should have been married with a black dress. Because you know what? She might as well be in mourning and everything. Okay,
Garbage.
that's what I got to
Garbage.
say. So I'm gonna go work out.
Okay,
now, all right?
enjoy your workout.
Talk to you later.
I'll see you later.
Ciao.
All right. All right, Master Maso.
What do you think of that, Lou?
That's just one of the everyday rants that he would come up with between women and religion. He should have been born way back before.
I was actually in the Marine Corps twice and everything, but twice I got hurt, and I was not able to finish, Marine Corps training and boot camp on Parris Island. And the bottom line is, I came home and the people that I was writing to, half of my platoon in Afghanistan, and before that was what do you call that? What was the Desert Storm? Died. So maybe I'm here because God was not, willing, for me to die. But twice I wanted to die for my country, and a lot of these kids, walking around, with all these nice clothes and everything, and I've had these boots for about 6 years, and that's that. I'm gonna do my set. Thank you very much.